y'all. I'm going to be showing you how to do my cornbread pone and lace cornbread. We just got back from church and Sunday school, and we thought this would be a good time to show you step by step my recipe how I do it. I don't use measurements. I just use a dab of this and a dab of that, but I'm going to show you how to do it, and then there won't be any mistakes. You can't blame it on a written recipe. You can blame it on this video. Okay, I'm going to make a skillet of cornbread first. This is what I usually cook a couple of times a week, is a pone of cornbread. And then while it's baking, I'll show you how to do the cornbread, the lace cornbread. So what I want you to do is turn your oven on to 350 and just let that go for a moment. My next step is, after I get me a spoon, is to tell you that I use bacon grease. Now, I know y'all gonna have a heart attack, and bacon grease is supposed to cause heart attacks, but I've been eating it for 78 years, and I've had a heart attack, but it hadn't killed me. So right now, I'm taking some bacon grease, and probably in this little pan, I've put about a tablespoonful of bacon grease. I'm going to roll it around like that, and you can see probably how much I have on it. Now I'm going to put this in my oven, close the door, and we're going to let that get smoking hot. In the meantime, I'm going to be mixing my cornbread mixture, and once it gets hot enough, then I'll show you how to do the cornbread lace. Now for my cornbread, I use Martha White cornmeal mix. It's everything you need for cornbread, or for the kind I use. If you want to add a little flour, which I usually do, about maybe not quite a tablespoon of flour, just to kind of add to it, and any good self-rising flour mix. So what I'm going to do is, I've already got some cornmeal in my container here, so instead of opening up a new bag, I just want to show you what I was using. I'm going to use this, and to tell you that I don't measure, this will just prove it. See that heaping tablespoonful? And I'm going to put 2 in there. And to that, I'll put a lid on later. I'm going to put just a little bit of salt. Can you see that? It's just a shake of salt. Then I'm going to add an egg. And I always crack my egg into a bowl to make sure that it's a good egg before I put it in, because once you dump it in there and it's not good, then you've made a mistake. Excuse me, my throat's got a frog in it. Let me move all this over. Now I use any kind of good buttermilk. It's cultured buttermilk, and so I use buttermilk in my cornbread. I'm going to put about that much in there. Then I'm going to mix all this up. Can y'all see how I'm mixing? I'm using this glass bowl to show you. I usually use another little old bowl, but I wanted y'all to be able to see about the thickness that I like, the consistency that I like to have for my cornbread. And I like a kind of a slotted spoon, so that it's easier to mix. I've even taken a wire whip like this, if there's little lumps in there, and whip it till it gets the consistency that I want. Can you see that? All right. Okay, now I'm going to take my hot skillet out. See there? You can almost see it smoking. And I want you to watch what happens when I pour my mixture in. Can you see how that curls the sides of the cornbread mixture? And I take this slotted spoon and I kind of drag the grease over the top of it. That's going to help with making it nice and brown and crispy. So now I'm going to set it back in and just keep an eye on it. I'll get it about halfway, I don't know, 15 minutes. Then I'll take it out and I'll flip it over. and let it cook another 5 to 7 minutes, and then it'll be done. It'll be a perfectly brown piece of good Alabama cornbread. Okay, now I'm going to show you how that I'm going to take this same batter that I used to make that pound of cornbread, and I'm going to make lace cornbread now. So what I want to do is add just a little bit of water to this. This almost has to be like a soup consistency. If you can see that, it's almost like you wouldn't think that would make cornbread, but it will. So what I'm going to do is take this spoon, and I'll take that and drizzle it in my pan and make a cornbread lace. Okay, now I have brought my consistency down to real soupy like. I got my pan here, and you have to, it's kind of tricky. You have to really be aware because it looks like it's smoking, it's too hot, but not really for this. I've got the temperature set down to 2. And you see what I'm doing? And this is making a piece of lace cornbread. And you want to be very cautious with this because it's going to cook up in a hurry, and then you want to take a long spatula and have to kind of work under it and then put it on the other side and let it brown. Now sometimes I'll take just a little bit, even though that looks real greasy. We're going to drain it on a paper towel, and it'll absorb that excess grease. But to make it really good and true, you have to let that bacon grease get in there and do its magic. Worry about clogging your heart and worry about the calories later if you want good lace cornbread. See, it wants to kind of stick, but if you kind of work your way under it and then you flip it over, you see that? That's going to be a good piece of lace cornbread. Don't take but just a moment for that to brown, and then I'm going to show you how to fix a regular corn patty, I guess, cornbread patty. I like those. I like this with just eating it because it's good. It's almost like a cracker texture when you take it out. Now this is one I did a trial run on, and I'm going to replace my paper towel here to absorb the excess grease. But then I'm going to show you how to do one that is good for. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I have added a little bit more cornmeal back into here to thicken this batter up. I should have done this step first and then done the lace, but I'm going to show you how to do a cornmeal patty. Now this is good. This is so good. Put 2 or 3 of these little puppies on a plate. Make you some tomato gravy and pour over it, and you have a meal fit for a king, my friends. I added a little bit of bacon grease to the top of that because when I flip it over, it needs to have enough to cook, not stick. So if you'll notice, I've got my temperature under this pan set. I got it good and hot, and then I put it on about 2. You'll have to kind of adjust because everybody's stove is not alike. You'll get to know after a while what burns easily and what doesn't. So you can't walk away and go out and, you know, look for a setting of eggs or pull some vegetables out of the garden. You have to stay here and be on it. Good cooking takes time and a lot of attention. And to be a good cook, you're going to have to burn a few beans, girls. All you younger ones, you'll get there. If you like this kind of thing, just keep working with it and you'll figure it out after a while. Okay, now I'm ready to turn it back over. There you go. And even that is lacy, but I call this the lace cornbread. See how delicate it is? It's almost like a cracker texture. And this one is more cornbread flapjacks, cornbread patties, just whatever. It's cornbread. It's just a different design than what you have in the skillet and the stove. Okay, now this one is done, and I'm going to turn the stove off, and I'm going to lift this out. And if you want to see that up close and personal, that's what it looks like. And then I'm going to flip it over and let you see the other side. Put that off, and we're done with that part. And when the bread in the oven gets done, I'm going to take it and let you see when I flip it over, and then we'll finish off that. Okay, the cornbread's done on the bottom side. Now I'm going to take it out with a spatula. See how easy that is? And I'm going to flip it over, put it back in there. See how nice and brown it is? I'm going to brown it on the other side, and it'll be perfect in the middle. Okay? Now I'm going to leave that in about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. And then usually, after about 3 minutes, I'll just turn the oven off and let it set there just another minute or two before I take it out. You'll see some good cornbread. Okay, the bread's done. I'm going to take it out of the oven. First, I'm going to turn my oven off. I'm going to take the bread out. See how nice and pretty it is? I'll show you the top side. Don't want it to get any more brown than that, because if it stays in any longer, this side will be too dark. So, I'm going to take it off of here. Put it here. Now, how about that? Earline's Doings. www.earlinesdoings, doins.com. And y'all like me, and go to my page to look at the video. I'm going to be posting it as soon as John gets it all put together. My new YouTube adventure.